Hello, farmers, and welcome to another episode of The Harvest Season. My name is Cody.
And my name is Bev.
And we're here today to talk about Cottagecore games.
Woo! Woo. What? So we say hello, farmers, because it used to be only a farming podcast, but now we're like rebranding. So what do we say? Like, hello, Cottagecorers?
That's a great
This is a question.
That's a great question. Mm-hmm. Listeners, write in. Join the Slack and write in. Tell us what we should call you.
Listeners, maybe. Hello, listeners.
Hello. No. It's gotta be
that has to be something better.
Mm-hmm.
We'll workshop it.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Definitely tweet at us, please.
So there is a quote here. Al, I don't know how you wanted me to say this. I'm just, but for folks that would like transcripts are available in the show notes and on the website. So any transcripts for, I'm assuming any episode, at least this episode, will be available there. So if you mention anything or if I say something weird and you're like, what was that word? Then you can look it up. So today we are here to talk about our main topic, which is research story. This is part 2, technically.
Yes.
The first episode, which you can find on our feed, was Bev and I talking about our experiences in research. And they said that they had a very cool monkey poop thing.
Yes.
So if you're like not sure what monkey poop, go back and listen to that episode.
Right? Please.
And we do have some news, but before we get to that, Bev, what have you been up to?
I have been struggling, just in general. But at least like what I've been playing, I've been on a weird solitaire kick lately. Like I was at a conference last week, and that's what got me through the conference, was just playing solitaire while I was listening.
Do you have like a specific, like with cards, or do you have a specific?
There's like an app. Like I think it's like a Game Pass app or whatever. I don't know. I have it for Xbox, and I downloaded it on the phone because I was like, I wanted something that I could play Spider Solitaire on, and also like regular solitaire and free cell and everything, but not have to download like 5 different apps for it. So yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about, actually. The second that you said Xbox, I was like, oh, I used to do that all the time. So I used to have a Microsoft Surface, and which is a laptop. For those that didn't know, that was like the Microsoft laptop, and it came with the games and quote unquote one of the quote unquote games was that solitaire pack, and they have dailies, like you can do them every day.
Yes, I've been doing the dailies.
I loved it. Okay, so you've been solitaire. Which one's your favorite?
I feel like free cell is my favorite.
Okay, I did really like free cell. What's the one with the polar bear?
The Klondike one.
There's the polar bear one.
That's like regular solitaire. Like they call it Klondike, and I don't know why.
Klondike, right. No, there was another one, the pyramid one, maybe.
Oh, the pyramid one. Is that like the one where you have to do like the math and like add it up to like 13?
Yeah.
I also really like that one. Like I never heard of that one before until I played this game. Like this is so fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what else other than solitaire?
I feel like that's been mostly it. Like other than research story, I've been on like like I was doing Stardew, and then I went on the conference, and then I couldn't really play it, and then got obsessed with solitaire. So like I moved from my Stardew like obsession to solitaire, and I'll probably go back to Stardew. I feel like we'll see.
It's that time of year. Like I feel like this time of year when things start changing and like you get that springy feel to the air. Everyone's playing Stardew right now.
Yeah.
Like all of my friends are like, I've just been really enjoying Stardew. I need to replay it because I have never made it through the second year.
Yep. That was why I picked it up again, because I was like, I need to do this, and then I made it past second year. And now I'm like finally 1.5 content. So do it, and maybe we can talk about it because we haven't really talked about the 1.5 update. So do it.
That's true. Is the 1.5 update free?
Yes,
it's free. Yeah, okay, cool.
I think it's on all platforms by this point, like even on mobile.
I have it on Steam, or not Steam, Switch. So
do it.
I have been playing Research Life. Not Research Story.
IRL Research Story.
IRL Research Story. I've been planning a new field season, and this one is going to be different than what I've done before, and so I need to actually construct some traps. So I've purchased a bunch of acrylic, and then I have to go buy these buckets. I basically played go get my my PI's credit card and go spend money. But it's my research money, but like it's through someone else's card. But it was really fun to like quote unquote fun to go to like Home Depot, just drop down $400
and go shopping. Home Depot is a lot of fun. It can be a lot of fun.
It was also really fun because I brought Stella because you can bring dogs. And she did so good.
Oh, that's even more fun. Like, I feel like Home Depot's like should have more dogs because it's like no one cares. So we want more dogs at Home Depot or like Lowe's.
That day I took her to, we went to Petco. Obviously, you can bring pets in there. Michael's. You can bring you can bring dogs into Michael's and Joanne's.
That sounds like a disaster waiting to happen.
Well, and it was so funny because she loves to pick trash up off the floor. So every time she picked something up, people, I mean, things fall off of things at craft stores all the time. Like, if you buy like a fake floral display, like these fake flowers fell off, and they were just on the ground, and she just kept picking trash up, and I kept taking it from her. So by the time I got up to the register, I was just like, here's all this trash. But she also picked up this DMC floss, like floss that you'd use for like cross stitching or whatever. And I do that. And so I was like, I'll just buy this. And they were like, are you sure you don't have to? And I was like, she picked it up. I'll just buy it's fine.
Like, she slobbered all over this, like this poor floss.
Yeah. Like her saliva is on this. I'll just buy it. And then I took it home and I actually looked at it's actually a color I've used a lot. So I was like, cool.
Okay, good. I'm glad. Like, you can never have too much floss, I feel like.
She was just looking out.
Yeah. And like, you know, sometimes you have to use a little bit of saliva to like make it work anyways. She's just helping you preemptively.
That's true. It's true. You have to like kind of get it together because you pull the strands together. Other than that, my partner is here for the weekend, and he brought Overcooked 2, which is this game on Steam. And I'm obsessed. We played it for I say 2 hours. He says 3 hours straight yesterday, and I wanted to play more. He was like, I need a break, and I was like, we need to keep playing. It's basically, did you ever play like Diner Dash?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But I played
it's like that. It's basically
okay.
It's like you're like building, there's recipes that come across the screen. And then you're supposed to build them. So like if a salad comes across the screen, then you have to grab a lettuce and a tomato and chop them up and then serve them on a plate and then put them on the like outgoing thing.
So it's like an assembly game essentially.
Yeah, it is an assembly game. But the fun part of it, quote unquote fun part about it, is that if you're playing by yourself, you control 2 people. Like you just switch between the 2 people. But if you have 2 people, it puts one of you on one side of the kitchen or whatever, and then one on the other side. And like, so I might have all of the food, and then he has the cutting boards, and then maybe I have the fryers, and then he has the plates. And so you literally have to like throw stuff to him so he can cut it up, and then he throws it back to me, and like there's a barrier in between, so like you can't go on the barrier. You're throwing stuff around both directions, and then like trying to serve it up, and then also at one point there's like dirty dishes, so someone has to clean them, and you're basically trying to like do this cooperation. And if you don't do the order fast enough, you like lose your tips, and you like lose points for that and stuff. And the whole point, I guess, is that it's got a loose story where there's the king onion guy of the world accidentally made undead zombies, and they're called the unbred.
Okay, I'm totally bought into this. They're bred with zombies. Okay.
I mean, you never see the zombies. The thing is like that you're trying to learn how to cook to feed them, to stave them off so that they don't eat the people, I guess, is the whole point.
Makes sense. I see that. Okay. So you're just having like pet zombies essentially.
You never see them.
Okay, I need an overcooked version where there's more zombie interaction.
Yeah. But yeah, so we played that, and then we also started playing board games. So last night, Jeff and I introduced my roommate to Catan. She'd never played.
Ooh,
and we played one game, and in the beginning of the game she was like, I don't really like this. I don't know if this is for me. And then she lost by the end of the game, and she like like I won. I just like, and I did the classic like build 2 roads, take longest road, and I have this like secret development card that gives me a bonus point, and I won. Like bam, like like I went from like 3 points away to winning to like bam, I won.
Beautiful.
And she was just like,
love that.
She was like, no, and she like stood up and walked away. She's like, I hate this game. And then she turns back around. She's like, we're playing again. And then she won the second time. But I mean, Jeff and I really want to play more board games, so we went to a card shop today, a couple card shops today. One game, I don't know if you've seen it, it's called Arch Ravels.
Rivals or Ravels?
Ravels, because you knit. It's a knitting board game. I'm going to put it.
Goodness.
I'm going to find it for you and then put it in the chat or something.
Okay. I feel like I need this.
Because it looked like, I was like, oh, it's probably really expensive. It's only like $20.
That's amazing.
Or at least like, so some places have like 31. It's somewhere between like, it's under 40 for sure. And I was, I don't know, board games are expensive. So,
they are.
So I was like, I didn't bring my wallet, and like, I wasn't going to make Jeff pay for it because he's not a knitter. Yeah, you compete with fellow knitters to collect wool, finish patterns, and make a masterwork. So it looked really cool. But we ended up getting a game called Love Letters.
Ooh.
Which is a card game where you are trying to like woo a princess.
Okay.
And you're trying to like win favors to woo the princess, and you just like go back and forth and you try and make sure that you have the best card. I don't know. We haven't played it yet, but we also looked at there were other like really pretty games. There was Wingspan there, which I've really enjoyed. It's a fun game.
It's so much fun.
They didn't have Parks.
Sad.
And I know, since we're talking about Parks, I just for the 50th time have to apologize for spilling coffee.
It's fine. It's 100% fine.
I don't know. This is why
This is why I sleeve meticulously every single thing that I can possibly sleeve. Like my partner spilled water on the table, and it like got onto like some of our our open boxes that we have, and I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah,
like everything's either in plastic or cardboard. Like I don't care about the boxes.
It was like completely
fine.
We played I went down. You and I both went down to DC to go play. Like a community day like 2 or 3 years ago. I don't even remember. It's been a hot minute. And they brought all their games, and we played Parks with some other friends, and it was really fun. And then at one point I spilled coffee, and I was just like, I immediately was like, I will buy you a new one.
And I'm like, it's fine.
And I'm like, it haunts me to this day.
You're completely fine.
Yeah.
I'll just gonna have to come over and accidentally spill something on one of your games.
Please do. But yeah, I mean, so I've still been playing Pokemon Go and Pikmin Bloom and stuff like that, but I've not really been playing a ton of games, but
it's cool. It's a weird time.
It is a weird time. So jumping into the news, first bit of news is that Disney Dreamlight Valley has an update launching April 5th. So very soon. And the update is called the Pride of the Valley update. And so it adds adult Simba and adult Nala, and it's about, like Lion King. So there's not a ton of information about it. It just says like a new realm opens, there's new characters, more surprises. They said that there's a path to celebrate the Disney parks.
Interesting.
So I think it's just going to be like a theme park thing. I don't know. I haven't played Disney, so
I haven't either. I love Simba, and If Simba is voice acted in here by the original like Simba, I think I would.
No, I doubt it. Like, I doubt it.
I know, I highly doubt it. But just the voice actor for Simba is just like, I definitely had a crush on Simba growing up because of the voice.
Oh my gosh! I don't even know if Matthew Broderick is still around. What is he doing nowadays?
I don't know, but I need to hear more of him.
He's 61. He is married to Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh, that's okay. That's
wow!
Cute. I did not know that.
He's a good egg. He's done a lot. So yeah, that is Disney Dreamlight Valley. Just
Pride of the Valley is like interesting because I understand why it's called Pride of the Valley, but it made me think it was like Pride Month something. I was like, and I got excited.
That's fair.
Like, what?
That is very
but
fair.
No, it's not.
Some people. So apparently, like Pride of the Valley is something at the parks.
Interesting. So they're trying to like market. That's smart for Disney to market their physical location, I guess.
I don't know, because someone said something about like, so one of the comments on Twitter or something was like, "This is my favorite part of the parks." So I don't know.
Okay. I haven't been to Disney in years. I'm gonna have to change that.
And then now,
my partner hasn't either. I'm like, we need to go. We need to go.
I've never been, but like now I'm just like, it's so freaking expensive. And I mean, it probably was always expensive, but like, it just seems like hell to me, honestly, at this point.
A lot of, like, especially in the heat, depending on where you're going. I just came back from California, so I should have, like the last time I went to California, I went to Disneyland for the first time. So, but it's like a beautiful weather over there.
I definitely would not go to the Florida one. I actually, a previous partner invited me to go to the Florida one, and he was like, "I'll pay for everything."
Ooh.
And I was like, but Florida.
But Florida.
And so I said no.
Understandable. As a Floridian, I 100% understand.
Maybe go to the California one. He does it every year, though, so I don't know.
Okay.
Next piece of news, Mika and the Witch's Mountain. There is a new trailer.
Exciting.
It is very cute. The trailer is very cute. There's like music behind it. It's 1.5 minutes long, and you kind of just like see, there's part gameplay and part like animation of the game. And it just looks really cute. It's just Mika like doing her business, delivering stuff, and you get to see a bunch of the other characters. And yeah, did you get a chance to watch the trailer at all?
No, but okay,
cool. Nope.
I will watch it after this. But
no worries.
I am very excited for this game just because I love the other games in this world, I guess, this universe. So looking forward to this, and I'm a little behind on the Kickstarter updates, but I'll get in there.
Yeah. It still just has a planned release date of 2023, so question mark. Yeah, marry a little witch and you deliver packages. The flight looks really cute. Like the flight of this game.
Oh my goodness.
It seems
the
like
Studio Ghibli, yeah. Like I'm really excited for just being a little witch doing a little delivery service.
You just did a little cute witch. Yeah, it's very cute. And I know Kevin is also very excited. Likely something that would be covered on this podcast in the future.
Very likely. Yeah, I think several of us are backers at this point, so we'll definitely at least play it at some point.
Have a couple triple million harvests. Next is Coral Island. So there is a summer update for Coral Island coming out on May 23rd. Oh no, it just says May 2023. So sometime in May there will be an update for the summer, and there's a lot of things in this update. The first thing is that a lot of the characters are going to be getting summer outfits, so I think that is super cute. Yes, like I know, I love the idea of characters like changing with the seasons. I know Animal Crossing does this, where like every now and then one of your characters has like a new outfit, or
but is it only if you give them something? Like give them the shirt? I
think they just changed there were some times where I just was like, where did you get that? And then I talked to them. Okay. Because, like, they can give each other stuff as well. Oh, so you can talk to them, and they might be like, oh, someone gave me this, and so sweet, and blah, 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 blah. I don't need this other shirt anymore. Go ahead and have it. You know, something like that. So
but I also love that these like NPCs like have their own original style. So like sure you can dress people essentially in Animal Crossing, but these are like holistic characters who
correct.
like what they like, and I am here for these outfits and want some of these like shirts too.
Yeah. Like give me this Wa banana shirt in
and I want
real
this,
life.
like,
It's a banana that looks like a dolphin. I just want this banana dolphin shirt. They can make so much money by selling these shirts. There's also a new festival called Pet Day, the Pet Day Festival. In it, there's a couple different things. There's a rodeo called the Wild Ride. So you ride this like bull, which is super cute. You just like push a button super, super fast to try and make sure that you stay on the bull. They have a cow competition where you try and like race your cows against other people. And your cow might get distracted and you have to like pull them back to reality. There's a chicken competition. I don't know what this is about. When I first saw it, I was like, ooh, I don't like chicken fighting. Like that doesn't look good.
No,
but then
please no.
When you're doing like when it shows that you're like hitting buttons, they don't do anything. They just kind of like stare at each other. Which I'm here for. It's very cute.
Yeah. Just chickens being chickens.
Just staring at each other. They're talking about an animal shelter that will have 20 adoptable pets. And then they have the outline of all of the pets. They look very cute. And there's a little lizard. It's so cute. And there's some bunnies. And then many dogs and cats. And one of the dogs looks like it could possibly be an Australian Shepherd.
Oh my goodness.
And I am here for it.
Yeah, this is very cool. I have officially gotten it because I think I will be playing it for the podcast. Spoiler alert.
Yes.
So I am here for the bathing suits and also here for these outfits and now this pet festival thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh wait, maybe this is like a staring competition.
Maybe. That's what I'm wondering.
That's what it looks like because you're not doing
like
anything. And
glaring
the
at each
squinties, yeah, the little squinties.
Yeah. They're all like, I don't think chickens really blink. Anyway, there's also new customization, and it shows a beard customization where you can put flowers in your beard, and I love that.
Beautiful. Oh my goodness.
Okay, and then I'm trying to scroll down to the thing that is the most important thing to me. Okay, there's also fruit plants, and you can find critters. Here it is. Insect and critter traps. Quote, as part of the catching mystery, you'll unlock traps used to catch insects and critters. You can place these on the ground and in the ocean. There are 4 traps, 2 for insects and 2 for critters. Here's a look at the traps in action. And it shows you catch an insect, and then it's a cute little caterpillar.
Oh.
It's so cute. So, I'm here for that.
Yeah, this is like everything about this game is just beautiful. Okay, I'm really excited about this. It's I believe it's still in early access.
It's out now. Early access is out now.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's from Indonesia. I did not know.
Yeah, I bought it with the intention of playing it, but I had to put more time into our main topic for today, so I haven't touched it yet.
Yep. Yeah, so that is that. And then the last bit of news is about Rune Factory 3 Special Golden Memories Edition. So this is an edition of Rune Factory 3 Special that has a custom box on the outside, custom outer box. I don't really know what that means. And a copy of the game, but you also get an acrylic standee of a bunch of the characters, the original soundtrack CD, a custom planner. Excuse me.
Cool. I know.
That sounds awesome.
I kind of want this just so I could have all the goodies.
Really?
They look so cute.
Yeah.
Like the CD is
That's true.
beautiful.
It really is, yeah.
Maybe this will be what makes me want to play Rune Factory 3 Special.
It's all you, man. There's also an exclusive swimsuit mode DLC. Sure.
Interesting. Okay, sure.
Interesting. Yeah, so that they have announced it, and pre-orders for that will open soon. TM.
And there's apparently, if you pre-order on the Xseed store, you can add a golden woolly keychain for $5 more. And I wouldn't say it looks cute, but it looks, it still looks like something I would want. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Looks a little
the
like
woolly is ridiculous.
Right? Yeah. Like, it's not cute, but it's like ridiculous. And I love it just for it being ridiculous.
Yeah. Very cute. I mean, it's weird.
Exactly.
This like blank stare to its face. Yeah. Okay. I don't play Rune Factory. So yeah, that is the news. Ooh. So moving on to our main topic. I'm laughing because I am shame. I have played 3 minutes of this game. And I feel so bad, but I just have, it's been a heck of a time.
It's been a month.
Mentally, emotionally, physically.
It's been a
literally,
year.
I don't know. I mean, I have thoughts about the game. Like, I've looked at it. I've played 3 whole. So, but I figured I would just kind of like go over, like kind of read what has been said about the game. Like what they have said on their Steam, and then also just kind of like interview you because you played more than 3 minutes.
I just looked at how my playtime, and it's a very cursed number. 66.6 hours.
Nice. You can't play anymore.
I can't. I have to put it down right here.
Yep.
Right here.
Okay, so just to remind people, this is what the bio of Research Story on Steam, quote, set out to discover and record plants and creatures for the Violet Archive, grow crops, tame animals, and build the perfect farm. Forge friendships along the way as you begin your life as a researcher, unquote. So yeah, you're kind of like you're like a scientist in this area, which is why both of us were like, what?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. And it is important to note that this game still is in early access. Yep. They said that they would like it to be in early access for somewhere between 6 months to a year max. So it, I mean, it just came out of early access, like to buy and to play only like a couple weeks ago,
maybe a month ago at this point. Yeah.
So, and they said that when it goes from early access to a full game, like the price will go up. So, if you are interested in this, or
get it now,
get it now because you will get it for less expensive.
Yes.
So I will read a little bit more of the additional content and features that they plan to include in the full version. They said that they want to have more creatures, fish, and crops, and to expand on the researching mechanics. They're going to have more NPCs, more romanceables, which I'm assuming means romance like options, more heart events, and they want to have like a marriage system. So think of like Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
Additional features such as festivals, more content for decoration and building, and then very importantly, controller support. So currently does not have controller support.
Nope, which has been interesting since I've been playing it on Steam Deck. So it's been like a way to actually like test run, I think, non-controller games on the Steam Deck, and it's actually not that bad. Like I can right click or left click with the right trigger and like right click with the left trigger. So it's been actually pretty nice, and I almost kind of even still prefer it, even though it's not doesn't really have this controller support on the Steam Deck itself. So that's my review for the Steam Deck. It's still playable.
That's good. Yeah, I was gonna say I had it just on Steam because it is only on Steam. I think that's my big downfall is that the computer in this room. So my other computer's a Mac, and most games are only available on Windows. And so, and if I come and play a game in this room, I have to like put both my dogs away, and like it's just kind of not just like a sit down and play a game and have fun. Like it's kind of its own thing. So, But I digress. Like if it was on Switch, like if they had it on Switch, I probably would have played it because I can play that on my couch. Yeah, so before we jump into like what the early access version has specifically, and then I kind of like ask you about these different aspects, what are your first impressions? Like, what do you think of the graphics and the sound and the like the overall gameplay?
I will say first impressions are overall good. I feel like it's a very cute game. Like it has more of a Littlewood, I think, like feel to it than like pixels like Stardew. So it's more like chibi, I think, kind of. But the art for like there's like a research book, and the art for that is like really good. I really like the drawings of like all the things that you're like interacting with. Some of the character like pixels aren't like, since they're so small, it can be a little hard to like differentiate, but at the same time they're like, it's like a fantasy setting, so there's like different species, like there's like elves and like druids and stuff. So just having that different coloration of like skin types helps a little bit with that. Like, who am I talking to? Oh yeah, it's Theo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I it's very, I will say it's very Stardew-esque. Like it feels a lot like Stardew, and maybe that's why it was like so easy like to jump into this, since I've been on such a like Stardew like kick. Like you have like the 4 seasons, like they're looking to do the marriage system, adding festival. So I think it's essentially going to be a research version of Stardew, which I don't mind.
I am here for it.
Exactly. There's definitely just as much to manage, I think, as there is in Stardew. So there's a whole bunch of things. There's so many more different animals than in Stardew. And we'll get into that, I think, later, but it's good. I would recommend it.
Cool. I was also just trying to see if they have it planned that they want to go to Switch.
I hope so. I would think if they
I don't
had
see
enough,
that anywhere in there.
if they had enough like buy-in, I think if they like if this game does well enough, that I'm sure they can afford to port in. So it might just be time, or if they want to spend their time elsewhere on another game or something. I don't know.
Okay, so the first topic, this is what they have said, like, quote, the early access version of Research Story features core systems and gameplay. And then, so I'm just going to like mention it and then ask you like what your thoughts are on it. So the first core gameplay system is to research, farm, tame, and fish. And it says, quote, players can complete research scrolls by observing different species, growing crops, taming animals, and fishing. There are currently 60 plus, why not just say the number, researchables, so crops, creatures, and fish.
Maybe because they're like planning to like add like more as they go on.
They
so
said
this
that
could...
there are currently.
Yeah,
okay,
but
anyway.
if they had provided like a specific number, then they would need to keep updating it with new updates.
That's true.
So
yeah, so what are you, so let's start with the research scrolls by observing the different species. How does that work?
So there's 4 different types of research things, researchables, I guess is what they're calling it. And they usually, like, there's a lot of foraging involved in this game, and that's honestly, I think, the easiest way to make money early game is just, it's not a huge map, so just literally doing like a route like every day. So the first thing you do with like anything that you collect is find it first, and then like if it's specifically like a plant, if it's like an herb, or what are they calling them? Flowers and herbs, or vegetables and fruits, the first thing you do is like harvest the thing. Then you have to like put it into like your little there's a little microscopic the thing that lets you like zoom in closer,
magnifying glass.
No, it's like the handheld
magnifying
one.
glass.
There we go.
Yeah. The microscope in your hand.
Yes, the portable microscope. So there's like a different tab for that, and there's like different goals to, I guess, fully research, quote unquote, research a thing, and that's how you earn the research scroll. It's very, very much similar to the Legends of Arceus system, kind of. Yeah, so you have like four, 3 to 4, or maybe 3 to 5 different tasks for each item. And then once you complete all those tasks, you officially have locked to a scroll. You can put it in the library, and you've officially researched this thing to its extent. And most of it is observing it. Like the first task is usually observing it out like in the wild or whatever. So before you can collect seeds for plants, you have to observe it like 2 to 3 times, and then you can collect the seeds, and then you have to actually grow the thing on your farm. And that's how you do the thing. And like the little research page that like pops up in like your research journal, it's like pretty detailed. Like it has like a description. So like I'm looking at chamomile. It's like a small flower with a sweet herbal scent. It shows you like what it drops. So obviously like the flower and the seeds, and then the information. It takes 3 days to grow, edible blooms, said to be good for brewing tea. And then it has growing conditions and foraging locations. So each it's very in depth. So like you could just look at this thing and see exactly when, like what season it grows in. Does it have to be close or far away from water? Does it require a different type of like fertilizer? Does it require a different type of soil? So it's pretty in depth. I really like that aspect, and got a little frustrated sometimes because I kept planting like tomatoes, and I was like, why isn't this thing growing? And it's because it needs to be next to a light source. So like they have like little lanterns, and they even have like a shade cloth for things that need to be partial shade, which is really cool.
Wow.
So it's pretty in depth. I don't know, like I'm not super familiar with some of these plants, so I can't tell like if that's exactly the conditions you need to grow them, but I would assume they did that research going into this game.
I would hope that the game that has research in the name was researched.
Right, exactly. So a couple of them I think might be like a little made up, like the creatures. Like they have chicken, but then they also have a sprout kitten, which is just a cat that has like a little plant on its head.
You don't have a sprout kitten?
I
You've
don't,
never seen
but
one
I
of those
need one now. Like that is like the two like vibes that I want is like plants and cats. So it makes sense that you would put them together. And like they have a grass bun, which is essentially a bunny. They have a fox. The one that you were excited about is literally just called the mountain pup.
Yeah, it's probably supposed to be a Burmese mountain dog. But the colors, so Stella, my Australian Shepherd puppy, she has the color, like everyone says like, oh, a Burmese. And I'm like, no, she's an Australian Shepherd actually. And like, I think that the tricolor is actually like, I'm going to look this up because I keep saying this and I don't know if this is right. But the tricolor is the original color of Australian Shepherds. Oh, it just says black and white.
Well, dogs are so weird. Yeah. Like their breeds don't make any sense. They're all one species, so I don't know. I don't quite understand it.
But yeah, so she's a black tri. So she gets she looks like a little Burmese. But so, I mean, that means that the quote unquote mountain dog in Research Story looks like my dog. So I saw it in the trailer and I was like, I need it.
I know. She is a little mountain pup.
Oh my gosh, I have it. She is my little mountain. Codgecorers.
She is.
Okay. What about the fishing?
Well, actually, there's a lot more to the creatures too. So, like, let me.
Keep going. That. Sorry, keep going. Creatures.
Oh, you're fine. I'm just like going in order of like this research journal. It's like that's the next tab. I'm like, I want to go in this next order. Okay. So, like, looking at the creatures, like, the same thing. Like, you see them out in the wild. You pet them, which we don't recommend petting wild animals because.
Don't pet wild animals.
Yeah, folks. Please don't. You're gonna get hurt, and it's not good for them. But anyway, in this game, you pet them. You collect one of their like little like dropped animals. Like for the mountain pup, it's a tricolor fur, and then you like observe them out in the wild, and then you build a creature pen on your farm, and you can house them in these creature pens. Which is very cute because then you just like build up like your friendship level by like, you know, feeding them and petting them every day. And then eventually they'll like provide like some sort of produce. So the mountain pup produces bones, for example, and the wood ram produces milk for whatever reason. I guess it's supposed to be a goat. I don't know. And like the fox drops meat, which I don't quite understand.
My personal mountain pup finds trash.
Yes.
Any walk that we go on, she finds every piece of trash and she wants to just chew it. But I'm going to try and teach her to like trade it so that she can, so that like I'll just start bringing trash bags or like garbage bags.
You could
like,
just clean up everything. That's beautiful.
Exactly. And then she finds trash and then she can bring it to me. And then if she puts it in the bag, I'll give her a treat. And then she can find another one. And so like I need to figure out how to make it a trick. But
I love this.
So the fox, so I know foxes can sometimes, like, if they have too much food, like if they catch something or find something that is too much for them at that time, they might like hide it, like hide part of it. So maybe that's the point. Like maybe the joke is that like the dog finds bones and like buries bones, and then the fox buries
This makes more
meat.
sense. I love this.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, I love that. Okay. That's like a cool little thing that I didn't know about foxes, and it's really neat. I will say that also like each creature has 3 different types of possible traits. So you can bring like, you can like right click and bring these animals along with you for walks. And like, for example, the chickens have a possible trait of like collecting more seeds when you're harvesting plants. So some of them are like really helpful and for just like, you know, day-to-day foraging and stuff. But I could just see like your little mountain pup having a trash picker-upper trait.
Yeah. So because this is a research story and I'm a researcher, I wanted to double check my my fox thing. So I Googled fox food hoarding or whatever, and I found food availability and food hoarding behavior by red and Arctic foxes. It's a September 1996 Arctic article, and yeah, so both red and Arctic foxes cache food. So they either can do it in scatter hoarding, which is hiding single or small numbers of prey at very dispersed sites, or larder hoarding, where they just put it all at one spot.
Interesting. Okay, I love that.
So it's kind of like they don't want to eat it all at one time.
Look at that. Okay.
So yeah, they did their homework.
I love this. Okay. Okay. This might be like surpassing Stardew because of that little feature. Because you learn new things, and we talked about this in the last like part 1 that we need more games like this where like little facts like that I didn't know of, and I wouldn't have known of not playing for this game or watching a documentary about it.
Yep.
Okay. Love that. I think that's all.
What is your favorite creature that you found so far?
Oh, that's a hard one. I know I haven't seen them all because new ones get introduced with each season, and I've only gotten up to summer so far.
Oh. Okay.
I kind of like I don't know, they're all
and I'm sure that they'll have more.
Yeah. Ooh, maybe. Okay, I like the water. It's like an otter, but it has horns.
Oh my gosh, that sounds adorable.
Right. Their small blue antlers are a distinctive feature. They only appear at night, and the antlers help them camouflage against. Oh wait, do I have to scroll? Wait, I can scroll on this? Okay, I just learned something new. There's a scrolling feature on the page.
There's more information.
Yeah, against predators. So antlers apparently help them camouflage. I don't quite understand how, but. Sure. maybe like just like their little bush or whatever, like hiding. I don't know.
That's very cute. So you just like see their antlers like out of a bush.
Yeah, and they drop seashells, which is also very applicable for
very ottery.
Yeah.
Cute.
And I will say there's like different creatures like in different areas too. So like you have like the ones that are just ranging, and then you have ones in the mines. But we'll get into the mines later. But fishing. Fishing.
Okay, fishing. How is the fishing mechanic in this game?
The fishing mechanic's actually not bad. It's much easier than Stardew.
Okay.
So you're not like just trying to mash a button and get it within range of this bar or whatever, it's like a circle that keeps moving around, and you have like this thing that moves around the circle, and you just have to like click in the shaded area. So it can be a little complicated depending on how fast the circle is moving or how thin the shaded area is. But for the most part, I haven't had like too much trouble with it. So I would say it's not the worst mechanic that I've seen.
Was that how Garden Paws was as well?
Was it?
I feel like that was kind of how Garden. Well, I mean, I don't
don't remember. I don't remember it being bad. Like I remember like being okay with this fishing mechanic.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So what types of fish have you caught so far?
There's I think 2 different types of fish in the game. So there's like regular fish that you can catch, like pike, perch, grass cods, etc. But then they have researchable type fishes that you can only like the regular fish don't have like their journal pages, because I'm assuming they're just common fishes that everyone knows about, and the researchable ones are probably like more rare, I guess. I don't know. But the way that you find them is like you have like little sparkling like sections in the water that are bubbling, and you fish in that area, and you pull up like a research item or research object, like a shell, or like the blue crayfish has one of their like claws that you fish out of. So you have to like go to the fishing shack and like put this little item in their little research box and like do like a small mini game where you just like move like it's like it's not hard. Like you just like press like different directions or whatever, and then you get it.
Okay.
It was some of them were tricky because it was like moving around in a circle, I guess, and I couldn't figure out how to do that on the Steam Deck. But then I just reset it, and it went back to like left, right, left, or whatever. It was very easy. So you find the item, you put it in the box, and then you have to start fishing them with different types of bait. So there's I think 5 different types of bait in the game. There's like berry, veggie bait, seafood bait, regular bait, and pink bait, which is just cherry blossoms and bait.
Okay, that's really cute.
So they're like,
I'm googling if you can catch fish with cherry blossoms.
Yes, right. It's very cute. Very cute. I love it. So like the research aspect is just figuring out what like bait they like, and then catching more of them at the right specific location and time. So it's very well done, I will say. Like there's a lot to do even in early access, and some of it can be a little frustrating because I can't just go on the wiki and like figure out what it is I have to do next. But that's just me being impatient and wanting to spoiler everything myself.
Sorry, I'm Googling if there are fish that go after cherry blossoms.
Ooh.
I'm just going to keep
this has to be a thing. No, I love it. Please. Like
it says, so there's a couple things that it's like Japan's unique cherry blossom shrimp fishing season. And then there's something called from Chesapeake Light Tackle. There's the cherry blossom shad. It brings cherry blossoms, and you fish for shad. I keep saying shad. It's a really weird thing to say. I don't know. Okay. I don't see an answer quickly, so I'm not going to keep wasting time.
Okay. But I would not be surprised if there was one fish or something that collected flower petals instead of seashells or something.
Yeah. I did see someone, I saw a video the other day of someone that has been finding, like, they go outside and they find these little pink rolled, like, flower petal rolls, and they were, like, really confused. And when I saw it immediately, I was like, I know what it is. Because it's bees. And basically these, like, these leaf cutting bees had been cutting leaves cutting petals out of their little pink. They had a bush that had a bunch of pink blooms on it at that time, and they were making nests in their wind chimes. Amazing. And every now and then, if it was really windy, the nest would like fall out of the wind chime, and so it was like a little roll, and then there were baby bees in there. It was just really cute.
That's really cute. Okay, I did not know that there were leaf cutter bees.
So
I know there's I'm obsessed with leafcutter ants, but leafcutter bees are maybe a new
leafcutter bees.
obsession.
I'll send you a video of one cutting a leaf because they roll it. So like they maunch the leaf and they maunch it in like a little circle, and then they like roll up the leaf while they're eating it, and then they'll use that. It's so cute. I have some really good videos of it.
Okay, excited.
But no, like my brain thought of like, is there a fish that uses cherry blossoms to make like a nest? And I just imagined like stirring up like the under, like the silt at the bottom of a thing and like having all these like petal nests like come up. But that definitely does, like, I don't think that happens. But my brain was like, I wonder if fish do this. Anyway.
You never know. Maybe there is just the one fish somewhere out there.
I will say that you mentioned that like some of the fish don't have like pages or whatever because they're probably super common. I hate that.
I know. I want all of them. I want it all. Well,
the other thing is that like, so when people came to North America, like this continent, they didn't like document the Atlantic tuna, I think it is, because it was everywhere. And they were just like, we don't, like, this is everywhere. We don't have to know about this. And so people would document, like, things that are considerably more, you know, quote unquote, rare or whatever. But pretty quickly, they fished out the entire Atlantic tuna, like, fishery, like, and decimated all that population. And so now there's, like, no truly, and salmon. So now there's no, like, truly wild tuna or salmon that is caught off of the Atlantic. I'm pretty sure, like, it's just it's all hatchery at this point. And the reason we don't have as much information, like, you can find information of people saying like the ocean was churning with these fish, but you don't have any information about the fish themselves because people were like, it's everywhere. And like they also do that with like I heard someone talk about that with like horses. No one really like describes what a horse is because we all know what a horse is. But imagine like if horses went extinct for whatever reason. And then there's all these like cave drawings or pictures of horses with no description of what that is. And then you're just like, what the heck is this? It's like the same thing. So this is your PSA, y'all. No matter how common something is, document it. Record it. Write about it.
This was intentional. Like, I could, like, is it
to tilt reflective?
Me for the like the very small population of people who know this like history of fish, to not include a research area or page for like commable like fishes like that you can like fish up, and maybe it will be like a DLC story or something. I don't know, like. Who's the publisher for this? Who's the dev? Come at us with like ideas.
I wonder if like in later years, like you've caught so many of X fish for whatever reason, and then suddenly it becomes a researchable fish because it's like there's not as many of these now because you've been catching a lot of them, and so now we need to know a little bit about them before they're gone.
Exactly. I would really enjoy that. That would be a really cool like end game story, maybe. Like component of it, and like you can see like there is an area for like information, like basic information about these fish. In the shack there's like a poster that shows what season and where you can catch fish, so there is some sort of documentation for each of these fishes, but they're not like they don't get their own like unique page, and so that's a choice that I'm not quite understanding why they did, and it's not really explained yet in the story if it's going to be explained at all. But it would be really cool to make that connection somewhere in here.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to say about research, farm, tame, and fish?
I feel like I got into it all.
Okay, cool. Well, again, this is early access, so this isn't all encompassing.
Yeah.
There will be more.
Yeah.
But I guess my one question, are there any of the creatures that you discover insects?
There are insects in this game, but they're not researchable as far as I'm aware. I
need to find the devs. I'm going to have some words with them.
Right. I have found, like, I didn't find any bugs until summer started, and all of a sudden I was finding ladybugs out of, like, forgeable things like bushes and trees, I think.
Aww.
And
okay.
One of the NPCs talked about cicadas, but I don't have that recorded anywhere, so I forget exactly what their conditions are for finding the cicada. But that would be a really cool like addition later on. Like there's room for more tabs on this research journal, so make an insect tab, please. I'm gonna reach out to them. And tell them. I will help with this. Yeah. So my goal, this is not my goal at all, and this was never my intention, is to become an NPC for all insect things in all games. Now that you've become one in one game, you need to have them all.
Which was a shock when Elle like showed me my like character model and stuff, and was like, "You're gonna be an NPC." I was like, "Whoa,
that's so cute!" It's so cool.
It is really cool. I still need to play that update. Cool. So the next part after research, farm, tame, and fish is explore the caves and mines. So they say players can also explore the mines for ores and gems, forage mushrooms, and solve puzzles in the caves. So what's your thought about this?
I haven't really quite explored the caves and mines yet. So there is a cave that you can access, and the mines become accessible later as a part of a quest line. So the cave, that's where I found like one of the creatures, which is the rock sand salamander, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, rock salamander. And they're just like little salamanders that have rocks on their backs. They're very cute. I love it. So I finished that area and did like that puzzle. Like there was a puzzle to unlock more of the cave in that section of it. And I've accessed the mines and have gone, like, it seems like it's probably going to be similar mechanic to Stardew, where they have an elevator, but it's not every 5 floors. I think it's every 20 floors the elevator activates, and it has like a magic forge that you need like certain materials to run the magic forge to make the elevator run, which I haven't done yet. So I haven't quite unlocked the elevator yet. And I think that's just because I haven't devoted enough time to going into the mines. Like I need like a full day of just mining in there. But it seems like pretty cool. Like it has like, rocks and stuff that you can harvest, to mine. It has like the fiber you can harvest there as well. There's creatures. There aren't monsters. So there's no, like, as far as I'm aware, there isn't any combat. But you can befriend and like entice the creatures to come back home with you, so you can build them a pen and research them further.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm excited. There's like I'm making it my personal, like my new goal in the game now is to get to like level 20 and higher, because it's like a different biome in that level of the cave. It's like sand. It's a sand cave, I guess, or sand mines. I don't know. And that's where I need to go from one of my fishing research things. So there's still a lot more of this game. Like I've put in a sizable amount of time. I did not realize, like 666 amount of time in here, and there's still so much more to do. So I think this is going to be like a huge game, kind of like Stardew. And I'm really excited to continue playing it as I progress through like the mines and the different seasons, and see what additionally they add to it.
Yeah. I'm interested in the solve puzzles.
There's
like, what does it mean? Does it mean like the whole like move this rock, do that, or is there like have you seen that enough,
I've done one, but I honestly forget. Like one of them was like a space on the floor, and it was like figure out what needs to be placed on this item, a place on this like spot on the floor. And for the mines, there's like a room. There's 2 rooms you go into before you actually start like going down into the mines. So there's like this entry area that has 5 different pedestals, and you need to figure out what to put onto these pedestals. And like as part of the quest line or whatever, you figure out like the mechanics for figuring out what it is that you need on there. So I don't know if this is like a spoiler, so I'm just going to say spoiler alert if you don't want this puzzle. Like I haven't solved it yet, so I don't It's like a pre-spoiler. I don't know, whatever. Just, you've been warned.
Yeah.
At night, there's like images that appear on the wall, but only at night, and they're shapes. So you have to figure out what to put on each pedestal based off of that shape. So I haven't finished that one yet, but I think I have a feeling, like I know what 3 to 4 of them are, I think, but I haven't actually put them on yet, and I'm still missing one. So I'm assuming it'll like fall. I'll figure it out.
That's really cool though. Like it's kind of like the community center in Stardew,
kind of. Yeah.
Like, because you have to like fill in, but like kind of more of a mystery. Because the community center is very like, here's what you need. Like,
and
here are the pictures of what you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will say it's like so much less things that you need. It's only like 5 or 6 items. So it's like significantly less onerous. So you still have to play a significant portion of the game to figure it out. But it's not going to be like super like invested in like Stardew is with the community center. So that's cool. And there's like a second area in the mines where it's like there's a specific room. I think it has like a name in the wiki, but I don't remember what it's called. And that's where you have like the stone forge where you can actually use to like forge, you know, your copper bars or whatever. They have a sink and a magic forge, which I think both is required to use the elevator. So there's a lot of crafting. I guess we haven't really. Oh, there's going to be a crafting area. Okay, I'll get into that later.
We're almost there. Okay. Okay, so that's the caves and the mines. Next, we'll just move on to befriend NPCs and go on dates. So you can meet and befriend over 15 townsfolk, learn some of their backstories along the way. You can also schedule dates and hang out with 6 of them and enjoy various activities while on a date. So you can schedule a date. So I'm assuming it means that there are 6 romanceables, and that you can go on dates with them. What is that about? Have you gone on a date?
I have not gone on any dates. I haven't quite figured out what the friendship feature is. Like, I haven't given like anyone gifts. I'm like, I don't have time to invest into building this relationship.
Well, they said that was something the heart events. Oh, I guess heart events is kind of like after you reach a certain amount of hearts. There's like a thing. So that's not quite.
Okay. And there isn't as obvious as Stardew. Like, there's only one heart on here, and it's like purple and yellow. So maximum, like, it tells you what the maximum heart color is, but I don't understand. Like, do I have maximum heart already? I think they're planning on expanding more on this in like later updates. I think I recall seeing a post by them that says like only the romanceable ones have like a friendship meter essentially at this point. So I think that's probably why I haven't like invested too much time into it yet, because I just know that there's more to come later and maybe it'll become clearer. But they do have like the little like icon. It says like, I've already chatted with them today, or I've already given a gift or not. And a little thing that says they're single.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think of the backstories? Like, are they rich, or do the characters feel a little one-dimensional? Again, this is early access, so if they do, like, not necessarily going to be the end of the world or anything, but what are your thoughts? Like,
they're even definitely one-dimensional at this point. Okay. And they don't have like a lot of dialogue options. So several times, like in a very specific area, like this NPC will only say one thing in that one specific spot. But there's been a lot of repeat dialogue options, or dialogue things, whatever, dialogue boxes. So I would hope that they would flesh these out a little bit. There's definitely like hinting more of a backstory, I think, but they just probably have put more time into, you know, the actual research portion of the game, which I don't blame them.
Yeah,
that's
totally
what
fine.
This game's about.
Are the other people like, do they just like live in the city, or are any of them researchers as well?
There are a few researchers. So there's like there's like a building. I forget what this building's called. So I think every single person in this town, for the most part, has some area of expertise. So there is like a magic researcher. There is a geologist like researcher. So each of them, I think, kind of have their own like little niche, which is also really cool. Like, you're not the only one in here that does you know, research or whatever. Like there's a potion master and that's like all they do. Yeah. There's also a bar and like, you know, a food place, the tavern or whatever it's called. And I'm assuming that person doesn't do anything. And then you have like the smith and blacksmith and carpenter and stuff. So like clearly those are more like professional, like in the a different profession than research. But yeah, there's at least like one geologist in here that I can remember.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, because that is something like I wonder if like in a future expansion, again, research story devs come at us, but like you can choose if you want to be the geologist or if you want to be the non-geologist. The whatever you are right now, because it seems like you're more of like a
everything,
whatever, or like maybe a DLC would be like be the geologist instead. Because I have a friend that would do that.
And they do have like
I have a geologist friend for sure.
Well, I have a background in geology, so I would definitely love that. And I will say there's like books in this like archival area, whatever it's called. So there's like sections that are specifically for you to insert your scrolls, but then they also have areas like other bookshelves that are more like different other like areas of, you know, knowledge. So they have like a geology like bookshelf where you can read like very simple, like here are the 3 different types of like what is it, hold on, let me find it because I'm blinking. This is so so they have an astronomy and astrology section, and like this is just says constellations of groups of stars that form particular shape. Every major and minor god has a constellation, etc., etc. So like very entry level stuff for astrology. This is the gods of religion, which is currently empty. So I forget how we fill these areas up more. I think it might be through the relationships.
Okay.
There's a social history one. There's, let's see, what is this? This is the magic history one.
Wow.
Which is like forge magic. So I think teach you a little bit more about how magic actually works here. There's a magic studies one. So there's differences between forging magic and just magic overall. This is the mycology. There's a mycology bookshelf. So they have like an entry on edible mushrooms, shrooms and compost, medicinal mushrooms, which are cool. I haven't read those yet because I just unlocked those, I think, by collecting forgeables. I'm trying to find where the geology one is. Oh, here's a geology. So they have the Karst Cave, which is different formations in Shimmerbrook. So it specifically talks about like, this is the actual like geological formations within this area, which is cool. Where limestone's commonly seen. One such cave has discovered neither cliff, blah, blah, blah. I thought there was one about like, oh, here we go. There we go. The rock cycle. Okay. So I'm not blanking on this. They do talk about the 3 different types of like igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rocks, like very entry level like geology. And I think that's all they had for well, they had more stuff. I'm not gonna like read it all. Okay. They have gem rarity in here. Like there's some stuff in here. Okay. So I'm assuming they'll probably add more entries into each of these different areas of study. Which would be really cool to actually like delve into some of the more specifics of like, you know, if you're really interested in the karst like formation, you'll find out more, I don't know, about how this formation has formed over time or what have you.
That's really cool though. Like that they kind of add, you know, the real, you know, you can learn about the different rock cycle and I don't know, this game is really cool.
It is. And I will say like most of these bookshelves are like, you know, more fantasy related because like a lot of them have the magic and you know, gods and religions. I'm assuming it's going to be more so about this world, but it would be cool to see more different areas of study, like in addition to geology and mycology. Like obviously those are things that the individual themselves like interact with on a day-to-day, but have something that's like, completely out there, like primatology or even anthropology to discuss a little bit more about like there's a social history, so I guess maybe that's like where they're delving into it. I don't know. But it would be really cool to have like a bigger like rounding this like education aspect of it out a little bit more.
But it sounds like they're I mean, it sounds like the framework is there. So they're planning to do it. It seems like.
And a lot of these bookshelves are empty, so I'm assuming like they'll be adding a lot more in here as you progress through the story, maybe, and they have additional updates. I don't know. I'm really excited in here It's surprisingly like a very, very cool game. I think skeptical when I first saw it, like the trailer and stuff for it, but I've been thoroughly impressed so far.
Awesome. Okay, we'll just do this last part. So there's the very, very last part is to complete main story quests, and it just like uncover the reasons behind the different appearances. That's self-explanatory. But Bev, talk about crafting and building. So the quote is here: add decor and useful items to your farms, such as creature pens, shade cloths, and sun lamps. I guess you kind of talked about those already. That's so cool. Like, to me, okay. Anyway,
right?
Continue
no,
reading,
go for it.
My ADHD. There will also be crafting stations such as the stone forge and the composter where players can craft more items. So it sounds like that's something that's planning.
Yep.
If not already.
Oh, no, it's in here already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I have both like the Sword and Forge and the composter. There's a crafting menu, and that's like very similar to Stardew. That's could be like a little bit more intuitive instead of like having just like pages on pages on pages. Like Stardew has like they have tabs for different sections. So like, here's your furniture tab, here's your creature tab, here's your farming tab or whatever. So that's very good and very intuitive. The crafting stations themselves I feel like could be better. Like there isn't like a window that pops open when you like approach a crafting station like the Sword Forge. It just has like you have to hover like your mouse over it, and then it says like what it needs. So I feel like having like a pop-up window would probably be better for understanding how they work initially. I could see how it would just be faster to kind of like throw in stuff later on, and not have like another window pop up before. But they're not very intuitive at first. So I struggled a little bit with like trying to figure out what exactly they needed, and had to like refer back a lot to the the guide or whatever that came up when I initially unlocked it.
Okay. What are you making these out of? Like, what is the materials that you use?
Ooh, let me go back to my farm so I can look at all my.
Because is it things that you're like foraging for,
yes,
or like you chop down, so you get wood from like chopping down trees, things like that?
It's a little bit of both. So it's like a lot of the wood stuff is like obviously based off of chopping wood. So there's there's sticks that you could get from chopping, as well as saplings from each different thing. So here's your seeds, instead of seeds it's saplings, I guess, the tree drops, I don't know why. And they have like chestnuts, and then your logs, your basic logs, and then you need to make a lot of the time the logs into wood planks. So just another version, a more constructed version of the basic material, whatever. A lot of the basic recipes require like either just the logs or the wood planks and fiber. Like a lot of the creature pens, that's what they require. A couple of them, like the more like niche creature pens, like the cave one, I think requires like something specific that you can only find in caves or what have you. I don't know if that kind of answers that.
I mean, yeah, just like wanting to know like what it's using.
Okay. Some of them like do require like ore or like stone bricks and iron bars and stuff. So that's some of it you will need, later game, like stone forges or gold ore or higher levels of ore for more fancy things. And there is a tool upgrade system via like the blacksmith. So that's, I think, all pretty similar to Stardew.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, some games use different things, so I was just like not sure. And like, I guess like, could you use like, are there different styles of things? So for the decor, for example, like, is there bone decor that you can get from here? You can use the bones from your mountain dog.
Maybe. I think there is a little, like, there's a furniture tab, which I think is your more like day-to-day stuff that you'll need on your farm, like the chest, sawhorse. There is a like campfire. I don't know if that allows you to cook. There is a cooking mechanism in here, but I haven't unlocked the house yet for that. Because a lot of the early complaints
have a house?
Like, well, an upgrade of my house. I haven't unlocked the upgrade to my house. No, I'm just living in the forest with my creatures. I built a creature pen for myself. I haven't done a lot of cooking, so I don't know how that works yet, but that's something that they added like in response to, I think, a lot of early on complaints, so that it's very nice to see with early access that they're listening to people. Like in their Discord, people were complaining about the energy system, that it doesn't take a lot to tire you out, essentially run out of energy, so they're trying to balance that out more, which I appreciate. But there's a thing that has like a fence like symbol on one of the tabs, and all I've unlocked right now is the wood fence, and there's 2 other things that I haven't unlocked yet. But there are decorations. Like I found a random statue, I think in the mines, and there's in the summer there's like a little Sunday like market where I bought a cherry blossom painting. So I think we'll be adding more decorations as we move forward, but there's not a lot currently.
Okay. I mean, that makes, again, early access.
Early
super
access.
Understandable. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess, I mean, that's all of the points that they had brought up. So I guess, like, the gist of it is that it seems like it's really based on research, and that, but, like, it's, like you said, it's like Stardew Valley, but you're a researcher instead, which I am here for.
I am definitely here for it. Like, as... I would not mind a game that was like more kind of like a Apico, where it's more into one specific type of like area of study. It's like very specialized. This game has a broader brushstroke, I guess, with reaching different types of or different other areas of study. But I wouldn't mind, like, that would be a really cool thing to have, like, end game or post game, is to specialize in something, because that's usually the route of a scientist. Like, you start off with like great intro stuff, and then you figure out what it is that you're actually interested in studying and become the expert in that one area.
Yeah. And then when anyone asks you anything else, you're like, oh, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't do that, actually.
Yep. Exactly.
I mean, it sounds really cool, and like, I'm excited. I mean, I'm just excited to play it anyway, because I bought it for a reason. But just like talking about it, like having you talk about it, like makes me more excited.
Right? Yeah. I would 100% recommend.
Just make the time.
Like, if I had to, recommend it, I would say it's definitely worth however much it costs currently.
It's currently like $14.
Okay, it's not a lot. It's like similar to Stardew, like initial pricing, if not current pricing. I think Stardew is still around 15. So I would definitely recommend. And there's plenty to do, even though it's only early access.
Yeah, $13.99.
Okay.
Well, Bev, where can people find you?
I am pretty much everywhere at Bev Granger 711. So BEVGRANGER 711. How about you, Cody?
I am on Twitter at it literally just my name, Cody Mathis, CODYMATHIS. Wow, I have almost 1,500 followers.
Nice.
Why?
Bees. You're much better at social media than I am. I literally just check Twitter like once or twice a day, and I just tweet. I just like retweet a bunch of things that people say. And then, or I say things like this. And I guess I would love to say this on the podcast. A couple days ago was Trans Day of Visibility. And so to all of our trans followers, and this is what I said on Twitter, you matter. I see you. I'm here for you, and keep being your awesome selves. The other thing about being trans is that it's not always safe, unfortunately. And so a lot of people were talking about how Trans Day of Visibility, making yourself more visible, feels like a trap if you don't have protection. Yeah. So that is another thing like I wanted to add to my tweet and say here is I will also fight for my trans friends and trans listeners. You matter, your people. Yeah. So I completely missed that. I saw like all the notifications come out for it and was like I identify as trans and like failed in that, but I also blame being at a conference for all of last week. That's why.
It was
yeah. But I definitely appreciate that. I love you, Cody. You're so good.
I love you too. Support trans folks.
Yes.
So yeah, if you want to know more about it or understand what the gender spectrum is or anything like that, or you can find a safe center near you where you can either help or support or learn more, you can go to translifeline.org.
I was actually like
this.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I was going to say this. This tangent brought to you by Cody forgetting her Twitter.
See, I'm going to extend the tangent myself and say, like,
please.
I was at a water infrastructure conference last week, and I realized that there isn't really a good space, at least in the U.S., for, you know, LGBTQ plus IA, whatever. Whatever. Oh, I can't. I added the plus before.
There's a lot of acronyms. Yeah.
I am tired,
but it's important.
Please forgive me for getting these out of order. But that's something I think I'm going to work on creating, maybe, because there isn't a space, and we exist in the water infrastructure industry, obviously, because I'm here, and that's something that I personally want to work on, and I'm done with my trans visibility tangent.
Yep. Yeah, the conference that I was at too. So this is why Research Story has been kicked back a couple weeks, is because we were both at conferences. Yeah. And the conference that I was at was the Entomology Society of America's Eastern Branch Conference. And that conference, the theme was Entomology for All, Casting a Wider Net. Aww. And it was about, you know, making sure that entomology is for everyone. It's for anyone, no matter what your race, your gender, your orientation, your anything, like, period. You are, like, it is a science for everyone. And there were some really good talks about making entomology safer for people like the LGBT community. And by that, like, LGBT is representative of all queer, all queer, all trans, all non-binary, all of that. So, and then also for people of color. And then someone had a really good talk about mental health as well, because that's something that is not as talked about, like the accessibility side of things, both physical and mental disabilities, and accounting, making sure that your game is accessible to those folks. You know, sometimes I've been trying to, like, look at games nowadays and be like, how could this be more accessible for my ADHD? Right. I don't know. Like, for some games, like, some people are like, oh, I love this game, you should try it. And I'm like, or just talking to my roommate, they were talking about how they really liked the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I've heard good things about it, but I haven't seen it yet.
It's a great movie. I'm glad that they swept the Oscars. I'm here for more Asian representation, more like a woman winning, you know, an Asian woman winning for the first time, and all of that. But that movie, like, I could tell that it was a really good movie, but my ADHD, man,
couldn't get through it.
Was on fire. Okay. I mean, I watched it, but I was just like, my brain was just all over the place, and so. I don't know. It's just, I've been trying to think of, like, how to make games more accessible for folks with ADHD, and I just don't really know how. So if you know, or if you have anything, or if you have comments about our accessibility hour or support for our trans friends, go ahead and find the podcast on Twitter. Haha, good transition. At THS Pod. You can also give us feedback or find all of our links and show notes and transcripts on the website at harvestseason.club. If you enjoy the show, if you enjoy what we do, and you want to support us and have access to the Slack, Slack? It's a Slack. Slacks.
It's a Slack.
Yep. Go on to... I never know who has a Slack or a Discord or whatever. Go to Patreon, patreon.com/THSpod. To support the show. Well, yeah, thank you so much, Bev, for joining.
Mm-hmm. And thank you. I'm so glad we got here. It's been a struggle to get here, but we're here.
Well, fortunately for us, I think the next game that you and I are going to cover together, if Notion is correct, is Capybara Spa.
Oh my goodness.
Which is a lot smaller of a game.
Yes, it is. I don't need to put 60
Made
hours
by Lemon Cake. Or not Lemon Cake. Cozy Bee Games.
Yes.
Who also
Lemon
made
Cake is another game by them, but yes. Very good.
So that'll be a smaller investment. But yeah, thank you for joining me and having a good time. And until next time, have a good harvest.
The Harvest Season is created by Al McKinley, with support from our patrons, including our pro farmers, Kevin and Stuart. Our art is done by Micah the Brave, and our music is done by Nick Burgess. Feel free to visit our website, harvestseason.club, for show notes and links to things we discussed in this episode.
My ADHD rant at the end of that. My goodness. Al, like in an episode just recently, said something like, how do people with multiple podcasts do it?
Right.
Like, how do you remember how to say hello, farmers, or whatever? And I am on 4 podcasts now.
Oh my goodness.
And the answer, Al, is, I don't know, man. I kind of just try and look at it like.
Have really good notes, episode notes.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. 2 of the podcasts that I'm on, we don't use. Like it's usually just like I don't really do anything. Like I just show up and talk. I don't really do any like research or anything like that. So it's a little different than ISE. It's super effective in this podcast, and so there are times when I go on there and I want to start it, and I almost say like, "Hello, farmers." Like, no, wait.
Cut that, please.
So, but yeah, it do be a time. But yeah, that's this podcast is the harvest season. So support us.
Support us.